Hello, and welcome to the podcast that discusses all things gaming. Coming to you from the home of Indie PopCon, Gen Con, and the gaming capital of the world, we are The Established Facts.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 192 of The Established Facts.
You did that on the last episode.
Did I?
You sound like a ride at Disney.
You do. No, on the last episode, on 191, you did the weird voice thing and had to ask what it was doing with, like, what am I going to do with you? And it just felt like we were rehashing the wheel. I mean, it's not like we had to re-record this episode or
How do you
anything.
rehash a wheel?
Hi, what's up? It's episode 192. Welcome to The Established Facts.
And the
Have a
cab driver
headache.
just showed up.
Sup, y'all? Sup, dude?
I just want to know how you hash
Yeah,
a
I mean,
wheel.
Sup, dude?
Tell us the name of the episode.
Fast Times at Build It High.
All right.
Wow.
Yay.
Let's get started.
Avital is ready to eat and go home.
I think she's ready to go home and eat. I think it's the other way around. So we better get on with this before she eats you. So
Right. So,
We missed you on the last episode, Avital.
Yeah, I know. I had to take a nap.
love the bitterness in her voice right there. That was real.
oh, my goodness.
All
What,
right.
what official time is it? I know we're not going to say what day it is, but what time is this as we're recording it local?
9:24 p.m.
9:24 p.m.
I've been
or
up since
21:24 military
3
time.
a.m.
Oh,
I have 2 kids.
I
And
I have 3.
Katie works third shift. So.
I get 2 hours of sleep a night.
well, then Katie should be
You guys
okay. I
are-
mean, third
this is
shift
awesome
at 9:30.
timing.
Are
Yeah,
she
you
okay?
guys woke me up before my sleep was over. Though.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's no
High
good.
five for weird
So-
work shifts.
This may
Yeah.
be a fun episode just because people are tired and punch drunk and a little
Yeah.
sassy.
Grumpy.
Grumpy.
I would go with
grumpy.
sassy.
I'm not the
Forget
princess. I'm one of the
punch
7 dwarves this time.
We're just punchy.
Welcome to the
stop
podcast, Dwarvy Katie.
Dwarvy Katie.
Last one, she was
Hi-ho.
Druid Katie. Now she's a dwarf.
Dwarvy Katie.
All right.
I do for you?
Just you see the Princess Katie
What are
or
we
Dwarvy
talking
Katie.
about?
I like
I
this.
don't. Apparently, currently, right now, the lack of sleep that most of you have had
I'm
sitting
aware.
at this table.
What are we talking about this episode, Don?
Well, Katie, what is going
Katie's
on? Over?
forehead just made that noise.
Okay,
I have to get to Kroger before it closes.
what?
The Kroger's
They
24
don't
hours.
close?
Not the one by Jason's house. Anyways, let's go.
They do. Actually, a lot of the new ones close at midnight.
Okay, well, the super Krugers that are really cool by us don't.
True.
Yes, the Kroger by my house is also open 24 hours.
This program is brought to you by
Kroger.
I wish.
Wow, let's
Freddy
just
Kroeger.
restart this whole thing because
That would
what
be
in the
dope.
heck?
Right.
Let's go.
Okay,
It won't get better, Katie.
it's like this has happened before, and it shall happen again.
Okay.
Okay, so as you have hopefully been listening to from episode 191 to now, we are going to be discussing the creation power curve of characters in the Pathfinder and I guess Dungeons and Dragons systems. At least we know for sure, like 3.5. I'm not as familiar with 5th Ed, but I think it's very similar still. So, what we are going to be doing first is introducing ourselves on the panel. So, why don't we go ahead and start to my right so that the Grumpies can go sooner? Any Grumpy. I don't care.
You skipped yourself.
The sleep-deprived
Lance.
side of the table.
I'm Avital.
This is Princess Katie, currently Grumpy Dwarfy Katie.
This is Josh.
This is still Dr. Deb.
I'm Lance.
Wow. And I, of course, am your... Why am I even here to try and control this podcast? Host, Big Don. Okay, so, like I said, as we have discussed on the last few episodes, we are building characters starting at level 1, level 9, And for this episode, level 14. And at level 14, there are a ton of really cool things that we're going to be experiencing in our character builds. So many awesome abilities, but also with the idea that we are looking towards the future to level 20, because this is our progression from level 14 to level 20. At level 20, we're going to become awesome heroes of legend and retire these characters and never speak of them again. So,
Or take them up to Mythic.
or possibly take them up to Mythic, but that might be future cool stuffs that we'll do. And just so you know, we have already discussed having some future episodes about the creation curve for hybrid classes that we have in the Pathfinder system, and then also some other really cool extended classes that may tickle your fancy. So definitely keep your eyes open and your ears open for future episodes discussing a very similar topic with some really cool classes. So that being said, let's go ahead and do our versus topic. We're going to do damage dealing character, resistance saving character, or skill performing character. What is your preference when building a character at 14th level? I'm going to go ahead and start to my left with the cheater that has the book open.
I am not cheating.
That
I already knew
would
my
be Dr.
answer,
Dan.
but I was looking up because I have never played the class I'm going to mention later on that you guys have to dream about and imagine and think what I'm going to do. But I'm going to pick a saving character, one who has saves or will save you or whatever. Saving.
There's a big difference.
Safe.
What? Okay.
Safe. All right.
Joshy?
Saves.
Okay. Princess Katie.
Gonna go with damage still.
Damn.
Just gonna stick with it.
Stick
Keep
with
going.
it. It's tried
All
and
the
true.
way home.
Avital?
I'm going with damage this time.
Oh, he's going to hit things.
All right.
I
Lance.
said I was punchy.
I am torn at this point.
Ow.
No, you're Lance.
I'm Rip Torn and impersonating.
Oh, I love... He's the guy who has the bag with all the confetti
nice
that
to
runs
meet
around.
you.
Hey, everybody! Oh, wait, no. That's
No,
Rip Taylor.
That's Rip
Got
Taylor.
it. Yeah, my
Rip
fault.
Torn was the bad guy in Beastmaster.
Oh.
He's the big guy
Right.
in Men in Black, the boss.
Yeah.
that's
Beastmaster was the movie with the guy who had the really big sword and he had a thief that ran... Oh, wait, no, that was Conan.
Lance,
No,
why
you're
are
not
you
wrong.
torn?
He did have
No,
a really
he did
big
have a-
sword,
but he didn't have a
his
panther.
thieves were two ferrets.
That's right.
No, Conan's the guy with the red hair that makes jokes.
Oh, O'Brien.
Oh, yeah,
That's O'Brien.
O'Brien. Got it.
Why are you torn, Lance? Share with us your quandary.
Because when I hit this spot, I have probably already multi-classed, and I have probably moved into a prestige class.
Sure.
So that's not allowed.
No,
in this
we're doing
particular
pure
thing. So
class build.
I don't know if I'm
Purity.
going to do damage or saves, because I was save based last time for the reason that I would be save based this time, but I would be damage based on something else. So I want to do like 10 in one and 10 in the other.
Lance is the fence sitter.
I am this time.
He is sitting the fence.
Okay. All right. Well, Josh sat the fence the last one with his bard wizard thing.
Well,
Blizzard.
they were not
Blizzard.
cross-class. They were
Blizzard.
two
His
separate.
blizzard.
They were two
I didn't
separate.
say they were cross class. I said you sat the fence.
You did set the fence because you
But I
sat
was
on-
skill-based.
That's true.
You
That's
were,
true.
yeah, you were on a skill fence.
I'm going to
but-
have to say, for this build, at 20th level, or from 14th to 20th level, I'm going to go with a skill-based character. Because y'all still don't want to die because you said the wrong thing or forgot to check for traps. So, that being said,
I think I know what he's going to pick, yo.
so this is it's really interesting because we have a much more balanced response with between saves and damage and things like that. Lance, I'd really like to ask you first because you find yourself in kind of that fence city place. Why?
At this high level, I'm usually torn between the arcane and the divine, doing the wizard and the cleric, ultimately trying to become a mystic theurge. I've done that in Pathfinder Society game that we're playing in. I really like that build because you're a little bit this, you're a little bit that, and you just continue to grow in strength for both once you hit that Mystic Thurge level. So you're getting the best of both worlds every single level after 6th, I think. Yeah, so it's starting at 7th level. But what I want to do is build the best Lich I can.
Oh,
So,
okay.
do I want to do that through
I'm
the
in.
arcane?
I'm in.
Or do I want to become like the necromancer cleric? Typically, your cleric of necromancy is really good guy that he keeps the undead away, commands the undead to do things that don't hurt your party. You'd never hear about that really wicked undead cleric because it's usually the wizards that become that guy. But I can see that going either way. But only wizards can be liches, so I think I'm going to lean a little bit more towards wizard.
Wizard, did we decide was more of a skill based? Although at this point,
It
you could
is.
argue
No,
damage.
because the damage that a wizard can
right,
do
at this level, I think they
20th
flipped.
level.
Well,
Exactly.
Yes.
It's really,
And that's the point, because I think we've
to be
our
completely
classes have
honest.
switched.
Well, to be completely honest, at this level, from 14 to 20, it's almost more of just a procedural thing and asking damage dealing, resistance saving, or performance skills because you have grown so powerful, regardless what class you are, that it's almost silly to pick one over the other. If you are a bard at this level, you may only have 6th level spells coming into coming up around. I think 6th level spells for a bard I think is level 15, something like that. I don't remember exactly.
16th.
Is it 16th? Okay.
No. Yeah, 16th.
Okay.
16th, 17th, 18th, 19th,
Okay.
20th.
So I mean, you got as a bard, you've got some really great spells, but then you've also got some insane abilities as a bard to be able to, the level that you can countersong, the inspiration that you can give, the pluses that you get from skill. I mean, it's really just a nuance of what would be your preferred target class or area that you're going to focus on when building a 14th level character. At 14th level, you are, as we kind of discussed, I think on the last episode, at your 1st through 8th level, you're kind of the local helpers, heroes, people are kind of you're building some notoriety and things like that, but you're still kind of just the local yokels that happen to have some pretty cool abilities. From 9 to 13, you start to become kind of those, like, really well-known regional heroes.
Adventurers, heroes,
Is that what
and
we-
legends.
That's what we said. Yeah.
Is basically
Yeah.
what happens
Yeah,
in these three
absolutely.
tiers.
And at this level, you are definitely a legend. That you do insane things. With
With insane people.
I'm just saying.
Right.
I can only imagine a 14th level fighter.
But there's still quite the disparity of abilities when you're sitting in these tiers, which is why it's so important to have that balanced party
Yeah.
that we've talked about.
I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying you're
Wrong.
14 you're-
He's saying I'm wrong.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying that your 14th level bard compared to your 8th level bard is hugely more powerful. So the nuances kind of get lost as you get in higher levels. You're not going to take a ton of damage as a 14th level bard from, your standard normal weapon. Because your characters are leveling up, and so are hopefully your challenge ratings.
I'm going to say
Lance.
you're fighting
But
bigger
don't
things.
forget also, if you're starting out just at 14th level, you're starting with 185,000 gold pieces
Right.
worth of stuff. So you're going to start buying the equipment that mitigates any save you may
That's
need
true.
to take.
That's
All
true.
those skills that you have, they can be bought, or you can
Yeah.
hire someone that can do that for you. So the skills become less important, I think, and now your role playing becomes, how am I saving the world? What am I
Right.
doing? What are we doing to save the world? And those big challenges that we have, you're not going to roll a perception check. You're just going to see the thing coming.
But I think the argument though shouldn't be lost that when you are creating a character at 14th level, and I think this is kind of where Josh was coming from, is there is still a balance you have to have with somebody who, your bard or even your wizard. Your wizard has use magic device. Your rogue may not need to put points in use magic device because your wizard can do whatever they need to do to activate a magical thing. But if you, at some point in time, especially, if we're talking about the people at this table, a 6-player party, on occasion, you're going to split the party up. And if you're running around with the barbarian and the paladin, as a rogue, if you don't have use magic device, then you kind of put the members that you're with at risk of, if you find a wand of healing or something like that. I don't have any healing abilities as a rogue, so what am I going to do? Oh, I'll just use this wand of healing to be able to help my party out. Like, there's still obviously nuanced portions of time when you're going to need those specific skills. And I don't, you're not wrong. Neither is Josh. And I don't want to take anything away from that. It's just kind of, you start to see, I feel like at these higher levels, there is still a distinction between what things are growing into and progressing into, but it's kind of like a sauce that you have allowed to cook for a while. Everything starts to blend together really, really well. And so everybody is kind of a powerhouse at that point. And you're right. $100,000 or 100,000 gold in gear is insane. I mean, the amount of armor that you can wear, the amount of, weapons that you can carry that are just tricked out, and ready to just destroy whatever dragon walks your way.
By 14th level, usually everyone has something that can help them do the small healing thing. Oh, I got hurt.
Sure.
Let me go ahead and use that one skill rank that I put in
Sure.
to use magical device to activate my wand of cure critical.
Right, absolutely.
So that the healer of the party can do that other thing, and I can just hit myself, and we'll move forward.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So I get where you're going, and that everybody has reached a level of power that is off the scale. But there's a reason why each of us chose differently.
Yeah, absolutely.
Specifically for,
Absolutely.
and you said you were going to start with Lance. So, Lance, damage, and was it skill? Was the other one you said?
Damage or skills.
Or skills.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I
No,
thought.
damage or saves.
Okay, damage or saves. Now, when you, I'm asking curiosity, and I'm not trying to hijack, but
It's okay. I'm used to it.
it's okay.
We're 192 episodes into this.
Well, when you mention the wizard or cleric that's trying to be the necromancer, and in that instance, your method of dealing damage is just throwing more things at it in most cases, because that's what necromancers do. They raise a family and just want to live alone.
Necromancers just want to raise a family and live in peace.
But
My wife hasn't bickered at me for 300 years.
Wow.
you're going for numbers in that aspect, but your saves element is why are you choosing saves when you think you can just throw more things at it?
Well, my cleric is a save-based character for me.
Okay.
They're not particularly high in the amount of skills that they get per level. They don't start out well, and they just get a few per, as long as you're only raising your wisdom, which is what the cleric score is, not the intelligence typically. But the wizard's going to be going up through that. So I can see a skill-built wizard, but I chose damage for the wizard because, gosh, Meteor Swarm, Power Word Kill, Control Weather, Prismatic Spray. Those are your kill a bunch of things that are coming at you, and then you let your powerhouse big hitters take on the big thing. You're just kind of clearing the field. You're taking out the pawns while they're taking out the rooks.
Yep.
Cleric-wise, so going to the saves, I am sending a whole lot of smaller things at them, again, to take care of those pawns so my big hitters can do that. But the cleric itself can do some pretty big things. It can do Firestorm. It can do some damage. It can do the Animagic Field. It can create its own demiplane. Those kind of things where, I don't like you. Be gone. And now all of a sudden, you're not fighting the great big thing for 6 or 7 rounds.
And in the same respect, as a cleric, you have a good base attack bonus progression as well. which means by 14th level, I think that gives you 3 attacks. By 20th, you're at 4.
If you have to.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like a plus 20 to your, or a plus, is that right? 5, 10, yeah. A plus 20 to your first attack at 20th level. If you need to, then you can just obliterate stuff. So,
And with that 185,000, I'm getting something super big to hit things with.
Right.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. And then you also have a decent hit die. Is it D10 for a cleric?
I think it's D8.
I'm looking for one.
No. I think I'm nearly positive it's D8 because Sorcerer Wizard's D6, D8 for Monk and Cleric,
D8 for the cleric.
Okay.
okay, D10
Still
for
decent-
Fighter Paladin.
Decent health, and
Assuming you're rolling it, not doing max.
But even then, mid range, you're at 5 versus 3.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
know, or sorry, 4 versus 3. You know,
But if I
averages.
If my ultimate goal is to be a lich, I don't care about how many hit points I have.
True.
I'm going to come back later.
See you later.
that's a valid point. Okay. All right, Avital. Both you and Princess Katie said combat skill, your ability to deal damage for your character. Why have you kind of moved and progressed towards a damage dealing character?
It's like I said in episode 190, looking at more complicated things like magic users and things like that at higher levels, since we are starting the build here,
Yeah.
is, for me at this point, still really confusing. And even though at 14th level, there are still a lot of things that, you know, like a fighter or can do, it's still a lot more straightforward
Sure.
and just easier for me to deal with.
Right. Well, and combat's combat. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, when you're dealing with damage dealing, it's
And, you know, you can still have story even when you're a fighter.
That's true.
Because,
That's true.
you know, my first 2 characters were both a type of fighter, if you
Okay.
consider Gunslinger a fighter. And then-
Ranger.
yeah. And they had great stories, so,
Yeah, that's true.
you know.
That's true. Okay. So you're thinking fighter for your damage class. Lance, you're stuck between cleric and wizard for your
Wizard damage saves cleric.
Right. Katie, you also said damage dealing. What are you thinking as far as your build at 14th level? What
I'm still going to go with the druid.
You're going with a druid.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Because Bear Katie equals dead everything else.
Because 9th level druid spells.
Okay.
Plus Bear Katie. Plus
got
Bear
you.
Katie's animal companion.
Spell bear for me.
B-E-A-R.
Okay, just
B-A-R-E. Either one. I can be a bear if you want.
Whoa.
I want
Yeah,
to picture
real quick.
B-E-A-R Katie.
Gotcha. I see where you're going with that. Yeah.
And
Understood.
Jake comes from the kitchen like, oh, he said BR.
Okay.
But yeah, no, definitely,
Then I would
definitely
need
going
a
with druid.
B-A-Y-E-R.
Wow.
That's very. It's really
Okay.
good.
Druid.
Yep.
20th level druid.
Because it's
man.
impressive. Yeah, like, I'm
insane.
here to do damage. I naturally myself am a show-off, showman type of person. I want to do the coolest thing possible, and I'm going to do some pretty cool things. Like,
Right.
the things I can do as a druid with 9th level druid spells and an animal companion and
Yeah.
wild shape at will. Like, yeah.
Right. Oh my god. At will? That's insane.
20th is at will.
That just means you can do it at one guy named Will.
Hey.
Wheaton is
But
screwed.
Wheaton is a powerful guy. Well, he's a powerful guy. Man.
And your animal
I cannot-
companion is frightening at 20th too.
That's it.
Your animal companion has a plus 12 BAB. That's just your animal.
That's
I
a
didn't even
big
use.
weasel.
That is a really big
That's
weasel.
a big weasel.
Yeah.
That is a big
So,
weasel.
and I was looking at the 9th level druid spells. I'm like,
Oh, yeah, summon, I can summon a purple worm.
Summer
can,
Nature's Ally 9.
Yes.
That is something you would do just because it's purple.
I can. I absolutely would. What's another one? I looked these up. I can.
Elemental Swarm, which summons multiple elementals to fight for you, not just one.
Can you, at that point, can you summon Celestials?
No, I don't think so.
That's the cleric realm.
I think a
Yeah,
cleric
I don't.
can.
I'm not capable of doing that, but I can take the. What was it? It's like a primal dragon. I could take the shape of a primal dragon.
Okay.
At that point,
Okay.
Storm of Vengeance. It just rains
just a
acid,
dragon.
lightning,
Do you
and
also
hail.
get the powers of the dragon, or do you
Yeah.
just look like a really
no, I get
No,
the
you
powers too.
become
I've got
a dragon.
Clash
Okay.
of Rocks, which does what, like 20d6 worth of damage at the targets. Like let's just roll an insane amount of dice. I'm just gonna throw some rocks at you while my wolf gnaws your leg off. Like,
Yeah. Shape change on top of
Wolf
your
is the
wild
least
rock.
of your worries at that point.
Transforms you into certain creatures, and you can change forms once per round. So you just keep
Alright.
changing your shape. Oh, you think of this? No, I'm going to look like this. No, I'm going to look like this. I'm going to
insane.
look exactly like you. Now no one knows which one of us is the real one.
I hope you all caught that. Because Debbie is really excited about a 20th level druid.
I am. I'm reading
20th
this and
level
going,
druid is super cool. Yeah, that's what it is. Form of the Exotic Dragon 3. As Form of the Exotic Dragon 2, except
That's-
it also allows me to take the form of a huge
Missing Lance's pantomime here,
Imperial or
everybody.
Primal Dragon. So I
Ladies
can
and
become a
gentlemen,
huge dragon.
Welcome to the stage,
primal,
Primal Dragon.
exotic dragon.
Primal exotic dragon.
Things like Sunburst, just blind everyone within 10
We
feet.
really don't need to read their whole spell list.
But I've never been a druid. I'm deprived of things in life,
See,
and
and look
I'm
what you
experiencing
did to
it
yourself.
that by
Look what you did to yourself. You chose saves.
I no, well, no, that's
All right.
okay. We'll get there.
All right.
Oh, we'll get
Speaking
there.
of getting there, Joshy, you also chose saves,
Absolutely.
and I have a good feeling why, because I think we talked a little bit about it in the last episode, as a matter of fact. But go ahead and divulge that information to everyone.
I am 100% standing behind the 20th level monk
And
in
why?
Pathfinder. Well, for a couple reasons.
Flurry times a million.
Well, yes, 8 attacks as a flurry. Sorry, it's 7 attacks for the
It's only
flurry.
7.
But that's without utilizing things like 2-weapon fighting and speed on your hands and all these different
Multi-attack.
things. Well, yeah, where you end up turning in 10, 12 attacks that do 2d10 base damage, which means
Plus,
they
they're
hit.
considered magical.
Yeah, they hit harder than a greatsword.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, your hands do.
Yep.
And then things like Perfect Self, where you are a magical being now. You have literally transcended this plane of existence to another one. And then I think one of my favorite 20th level ones here in Pathfinder is Slow Fall Any Distance, which means you do not fall anymore. You just you float.
You float.
everywhere.
Feather fall.
Everywhere.
Right? Like,
So you become an
empty body,
airbender.
too.
Some of these, well, and the immunities that you gain, that's where I went with saves. You have an even save. You're 12, 12, 12 across the board, all the way up.
Which is heinous.
Yes, and then getting the immunities to
Purity of
poisons
body.
and age and things. It's just
You're gonna stay alive a different way.
yeah.
Wholeness
But
of
as you're
body,
dealing with
diamond body.
as you're dealing with more powerful creatures,
Diamond Soul.
to be able to get in, strike quickly, and be able to evade.
You get fast movement too.
Yeah, you had 60 feet to your standard walking speed.
So
Whereas
you
this
can run 100. So you can walk 100 feet.
No, 90.
90 feet.
If you're a human,
90
different, obviously like a dwarven monk would be running at 80, but still, which I just imagined a dwarven monk, and that sounds like a lot of fun.
You knew you could make unarmed strikes with your hands full, right?
Yeah.
Because you also use your elbows, knees, and feet.
Oh,
in all of it,
everything
too.
associated with it. And, it just, the idea.
I don't know why.
You're also using your key pool, so you're doing some spell-like abilities.
Yeah.
Correct.
For
For
And
some reason, the idea of a dwarven yoga master. is just entertaining.
Everybody in mountain pose.
That's right. Tell him what a dog.
and I have a soft spot for the monk and the drunken master in particular that
And
we
if you
did for
don't,
many
you
years.
will after a flurry of blows.
Absolutely.
soft spots from a monk.
But the monk is a very well-rounded character in general, especially when it comes to a fight. They get a decent amount of information and skills, and they're utilizing their wisdom and dex and their wizard if they've got one available.
Cast haste on me. Cast haste on me. Cast haste on me.
You won't be able to see me. It'll be
Running around
awesome.
him. It's the idea of having
Why does he
the
sound like a
run
very
feat.
strange Disney character?
you have your monk.
Because you started this as a Disney ride, and you're just
true.
keeping it going.
Usually, people utilize their rogue as the scout, and when you've got a monk nearby, if they've got run, they run at 4 times the speed. And they're like, oh, okay, we're back. This is like he's the Flash. Wait, what just happened?
Easy there, Barry.
There
I
are
like Tongue of
15 guys
Sun
up there. There were 30.
They're all looking right at me.
I've taken care of them.
A monk at 17th level or higher can speak with any living creature.
Yep, any.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter.
doesn't mean no good.
So,
I'm
It
just saying, you might just read him a
and
story,
the saves,
put him to
the
sleep.
saves being the big one. I can put out just a couple of spells: Power Word Kill, Disintegrate, and Baleful Polymorph. All of those are things that you're going to see come up from a big bad guy, and a monk has a much higher chance of dealing with him.
outside of that, the fact that you get abilities that prevent you from having to deal with that stuff.
Correct. In Diamond Soul, Diamond Body,
Greater
Illness
Evasion,
of body,
is that a thing?
Purity
Yeah,
of body,
Improved
Improved
Evasion.
Evasion is part of
Not
it.
only
I
do
take
you
half
not hit
the-
me.
Right. It's one
You
of the
didn't
classes.
hit me then. You won't hit me now.
You walk up into a fireball. Like you are one of the few classes that will walk through a fireball.
He's just the baddest monk walking down the alley. Fireballs
It's Luke
exploding
from
behind
episode.
him.
It's Luke at the end of episode 8, where he's just like looking at the whole thing, like, "What's up?"
Because rogues get improved evasion eventually as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Luke was a monk.
It's the
at
same
end.
idea. A rogue and a monk are just
Yeah,
walking
Luke's a
through
monk.
this.
He's a Jedi.
Well, he was projecting himself. He was a level 20. It
Yes.
totally makes
I'm just
sense.
imagining.
what they
Have you
do.
seen the movie
I
The
didn't
Last
realize
Dragon?
that he was a monk. I always thought that he was
No.
a.
This
I always
guy's
thought he
got
was a
his
wizard.
glow around him.
Last
the
Friday.
Last Dragon.
The last
Dragon.
Last Friday, Last Dragon. Not the
Way
same.
different. It's about
He had a glow, but it was a different kind of glow, bro.
It's basically about a karate kung fu style monk
Yeah.
who transcends himself, and he gets this glow around him, and he just can't be hit, and he simply uses a couple of fingers and breaks people into pieces.
Nice.
So that's who I'm imagining. As
Okay,
you guys
yeah.
walking through
Nice.
a fireball, he's just like,
But it's
So you're the Avatar.
sure, absolutely. But it comes that's where it comes down to being able
it's a horrible
to
movie, by the way.
resist the big bad guy's powerful spells, so you can incapacitate them while the fighter chops their head off.
Yep,
Wow.
pretty much.
Not
mean,
to
I-
mention, so this is what's so funny to me. I love how Lance, and I'm not saying, yes I am. I love how Lance sneaks a cleric in under saves when they have insane attacks to deal damage, and how Josh sneaks a monk in under saves. And yet
the
he
highest
has,
saves are
save
he has
progression is
932 attacks
wonderful,
per
awesome.
round.
Well,
Like,
but his
with flurry
standard
of-
BAB is 15, 10,
I
50,
know that.
5. It's
But
the,
no,
the flurry is what
I've
gives the
never
rest.
met anyone in my life that has played a monk and not used flurry.
Oh well, yeah.
Because why would you?
Well,
why would
yeah.
you play and not do that?
Maybe
Oh,
you're
you
not
got to
in the snow
figure
area.
out the biggest
That's
thing
true.
because this was what playing Yin Yang and playing
Yeah,
the Drunken
yeah.
Master. What you had to deal with if you did not have a caster there that would give you haste,
That's true.
or you'd have to have some sort of boots that would get you up there so you don't lose your move action.
Right.
You get like you get hamstringed if you can't flurry.
That's true.
Which is why saves are so important. That's why I put it under saves. Donald.
That's fine.
Full name time.
I'm not saying you were wrong.
Getting real.
I'm not even saying that you made a poor choice. I'm just saying it's really funny to me.
I'm not thinking it.
I'm just, that's
Exactly. There you go. That's
it. Just
that's true.
empathizing with the fact that you're cheating. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow. No, the monk has the highest
All right.
saves.
It's
So I don't think that's cheating.
So
Not cheating. Face.
that being said,
Mm-hmm.
Debbie, I'm assuming because you chose saves that you have a totally different and unique answer to who you or to what class you would build for a heavy save class. So, what is your choice for a heavy save class?
Well, it was gonna be the monk.
I mean,
y'all.
that sounds good to me.
But we just talked about the monk, so I could
That's
be
true.
like, "It's monk, bye." But that's kind of boring.
Okay.
So my backup plan, because I suspected someone was going to pick monk, is going to be the paladin.
Okay.
The paladin does not
do
have
that.
straight 12s across, but she does have a 12-6-12
Right.
as the saves, which is better than some.
And a huge pool of hit dice.
And
So
exactly.
even if you fail that reflex save for the fireball,
Exactly.
it's probably not going to kill you the first time.
True. And I mean,
Maybe
whether
the
it's
second
You got your Imperial armor on.
Yeah, I don't
that's
know
true.
where you put because
with fire
the
resistance.
special stuff that
Immunity,
paladins get at the higher level, I'm not sure where you would classify them, which I think is probably what Lance was struggling with. Because like the special abilities and the spiffies don't really fit into the three areas. But for instance, the paladin at level 14 gets Aura of Faith, which is their weapons are treated as good aligned for the purposes of overcoming damage reduction.
Sweet.
They just are, whether you are or not.
Yeah.
The Aura of Righteousness, which happens at level 17. You have a DR 5 against evil and immunity to compulsion spells and spell-like abilities. Is that a save? I would sort of. You're using it to save yourself.
It's not I wouldn't say it's a save, but it's
I'm trying to
definitely-
compel you to do the thing. No.
It's definitely a resistance.
Right.
I would say for the purity of what we had selected for the different categories, if you are looking at the class and they have abilities that enhance their pure saves, save resistances, combat skill, or skill points, then that's kind of the spirit of it. But in all honesty, I mean, it's really, the qualifier is having two really good saves and then having an okay reflex.
But
What
at
else did you
17th level, Aura of Righteousness, each ally within 10 feet gets a +4 morale bonus on saving throws against compulsion effects.
There you go.
So not only do you get it, but your buddies get some too. And then the level 20th is Holy Champion, which is when you become a living conduit for the power of your god.
Gotcha.
And your DR increases to 10 against evil. And then in Smite, you can also do Banishment at this point, which is just basically, just go away. And so anyway, there's some nice spiffies that they get as they go up. You get up to Smite Evil 7 times per day. You get more mercies, which are another thing that paladins get as part of being the holy. They're not clerics, but they serve their deity. So I would say paladin, because being able to smite 7 times a day, that's pretty fun. I mean, just walk up to somebody and we're gonna fight. I'm gonna smite you. Why? Because I can.
Smitey McSmiters.
Because I got plenty of smites in me, and let's just do this.
Now, with smite at higher levels, does a paladin get the ability to smite neutral, or do they still only smite evil?
I'm looking.
I think that if they don't, I know that there are feats or abilities that they can take to be able to do that.
Yes,
I'm not mistaken.
It's only evil as a base thing, but there's a feat that paladins can
And then
take
you also
to allow
get
them to
to
do
add
that.
effects to your smite. Correct. At higher levels.
Yep. And then these things called mercies, which
Right.
is adds an effect to your lay on hands ability.
Yeah.
Which is
You
kind
can
of their
remove different
spell-ish
effects
sort of thing. Right.
That is their model of healing.
Right. So you can take away everything from disease,
Blindness and disease and things like
frightened,
that. Yeah.
nauseated, exhausted, poisoned, stuff like
Yeah.
that. So that's part of their healy thing.
Which is great
So-
because if you're running with this party, you don't have... potentially, you might have a cleric.
maybe depending on Lance
If
rolls. With it.
if Lance goes with a cleric with his build, then you have a dedicated healer, and then you have a supplemental healer.
No, I'm going to just give you a symbol of healing. I'm going to do my own thing.
just stare at this to get healed, and you're good. Okay.
That's fine.
Okay. But still, the
but-
druid has some healing spells, though. Don't forget,
Yes,
the druid has
absolutely.
some.
I
I mean,
have
they're ninth level
mass
casters.
cure critical wounds.
Yeah, you're
Yeah. Well, and because you're a 9th level caster, you can take certain healing spells that are in the druid spell list anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So yeah, druids are not necessarily frontline healers, but they definitely can
In
handle
a pinch, like
they
I can
definitely do that.
keep
yeah.
us all going.
Same with paladins. Paladins are really,
have
really the holy
Lionians.
warriors. They
Yeah.
really go out there and smash face, and then they do a lot, especially like we're talking about between 14th and 20th level. They do a lot of really, 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 really cool things.
Yeah. So I pick paladin.
No, that's great. Okay. So I think I was the only one who picked skills,
I think you were too.
Yep.
which is good because, again, mythic level traps are never a good thing to stumble into. And I'm definitely going to have to say a 20th level rogue is where I want to be in life. A 20th
This is
level
where I wanna
rogue
be in
is
life.
where I want to be in life.
Yeah.
Even at
you do.
14th level, you're doing 7d6 in sneak attack damage.
Yep.
You've got, I think, 4 or 5 regular rogue talents, and then I think a couple advanced rogue talents by that point.
It's hard to tell. There's so many.
10d6 and a rogue talent every even level. So
Yeah.
So you at this
Okay.
point 1, 2, 3, 4,
So
5.
at
about
14, you
five-
got
five or
7.
s-
You
yeah.
got 7. I think 2 of them are advanced by that point. Maybe
Yes, I
3.
believe so.
Which the advanced ones are like opportunist and stuff like that.
Actually, it looks like you get access to advanced talents at 10th level.
10th
so you
level,
get 5
10th
of them.
Okay.
level and above.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So, yeah. And then,
Crippling strike.
I mean, just
got
really, really good stuff. And then,
Opportunist.
of course, at 20th level, you get Master Strike. Which is insane.
yes, it is. Yeah, it is. That's broken.
I believe, and I was looking at it a little bit ago, and it basically says that when you would deal sneak attack damage, you can add 1 effect out of the 3 that it has on there, and it's paralysis,
Sleep.
sleep, and death.
Slain.
So it just says slain.
Nice.
Yeah. Now they have to make a save, which is
They do get a fort
DC
save.
of 10 plus half your rogue level plus your intel mod.
Right. Yep.
So
If you're a skill heavy rogue,
I'm just saying,
a high
if your
intel.
mod is a 5, that's a 25 DC 25 save they have to make, or else they're paralyzed or asleep or just dead.
Just dead.
Just dead.
now mind you, that's not a terribly difficult save, but one bad roll and you fall down dead.
I'm just saying,
It's just like Quivering Palm for the monk.
Right.
Same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
One
Right.
bad
Same
roll.
idea.
one bad roll is all it takes.
Yeah.
And of course, by the time you're 20th level rogue, you are gaining massive amounts of skill points. If you're the smart stabby rogue, you are max rank in stealth. So before you roll, you're at least at a 23 without adding any modifiers. You know, if you're dex heavy rogue, you've probably got a modifier somewhere between a 3 and a 5. So you're looking at 26, 28 before rolling a die for stealth. Mm-hmm. Which is
Before even rolling a die.
and that's just one skill. That's insane to me. Plus you get stuff like hide in plain sight as talent that you can pick up, and all kinds of really, 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 really cool stuff. Combat wise, I think you only get 3 attacks. It's like 5, 10, and 15. I think is their progression. Do they get? That's a ranger.
That's a ranger. That's because I'm trying to make difficulty. Yeah, you're up. It's 3 attacks.
Yeah, but
15, 10, 5.
But then your saves are 6, 12, 6.
Correct.
I think.
Yep. Yeah. So
I haven't played a rogue.
nope, never, never.
But just, and especially because as a rogue in a party similar to what we have built here, there's no need unless there's something socially, or if you need me to check a trap. Just the fact that I could walk around with a 26 stealth without rolling. Like, I'm going to disappear. Let me know when you guys are ready to leave.
Right,
You
right.
need to see me? No.
No.
Just here's a bell.
Right.
Ring that when you're ready
Ring
to
it
go.
when you're ready to go.
I'll be there. Like, it's that to me is just so, it's the essence of every rogue that I ever want to be. Yes, Lance.
So here's our party.
Here's our potty.
Forget
It's
about
got a bell too.
Yeah.
Think about it. So our party in a combat engagement, we've got the fighter, the druid, and the monk doing the damage right up
So
front.
much damage.
Picking the biggest thing and just knocking it down.
Killing
Yep.
it.
Think Drax just jumping in the thing's throat and trying to kill it while the other guys attack it from the outside.
Yeah.
Get the rogue that's going to do the sneak attack from around the back.
Oh my God,
If you can
so
see him,
much.
he'll just die. And you won't know where he's
20th
at.
level, 10d6 sneak attack.
Just sneak attack, not alone whatever they did with the
10d6.
That's
real.
on top
damage.
of whatever real damage they're doing.
Right,
You get the
exactly.
paladin that is healing the good guys and
Yep.
smiting the
Oh,
bad
I'm
guys.
smiting that thing
And we've
right
got
now.
our necromancer in case one of you happens to go down. True res.
Uh-huh.
And
That's true.
Yes.
That's a very good point.
If that doesn't happen, then every time you knock someone down, I'm just going to raise them up and bring them and fight them back at their own.
there you go. There you go.
And that's
Crowd
what we
control.
got.
That's what that
Crowd
is right
control.
there. Oh man, that's great.
Ooh, oh my
That's
goodness.
great. That's a fun party too.
That's yeah.
I'd I'd watch that for days.
Yes. It's a very fun TV show, I
I'd
think.
have to maintain my goodness of the necromancy side, because the moment I turn undead and become that lich, our party paladin's gonna have to kill me.
Exactly. And the paladin's going to be like, you did what?
And
You
then
never told me you were going to do this.
And the rogue's gonna go, I'm out.
That old
I'm
26
just gonna
stealth.
watch.
Yeah. And the paladin's
This is
probably going to
the
look at the
battle-
monk and be like,
This is the
"You're
battle I've been
celestial.
waiting
We
for
can't deal
for
with
a
this."
long time.
No, the monk will just crack his knuckles and go to town.
No, the paladin's going to be like, me
I'll be back.
first.
Right.
This is going to go badly.
Right.
That's another episode. That's an
Love
awesome
it.
up right there.
I love it.
Wow.
Man.
Next time on the Established Facts, we build 20th level characters and try to kill our necromancers.
Last time we did
Challenge
PvP,
accepted.
it went bad.
I did.
Oh man.
But okay, so we're looking at we're at high level,
Yeah.
and we've each chosen a character from our
Man, I
preferred.
want to do that now as an arena fight.
Okay,
20th.
we'll look into
oh
it.
my gosh.
That could be
We
long
haven't
though.
done that in so long.
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah.
really fun, though.
would.
I would be so
we
down.
could live stream that instead of doing the full podcast, because then I don't have to worry about editing the thing and see what happens.
That would be
Oh,
so
that could be a lot
of fun.
awesome.
We'll look into that.
That's PvP, though. I thought you hated PvP.
I do
You
hate
always
PvP.
yell about
I
it.
hate being a part of PvP. He volunteered.
Wait, of us, I thought we were going to fight each other.
No, we're fighting Lance.
Lance is going to build a necromancer, and the rest of us are going to try and take him down.
5-on-1? That's going to be boring.
Until the rogue disappears.
Don's like,
I'll
you,
just
I
nuke the
wasn't
arena from
joking, man. I'm
space."
invisible and I'm not fighting anything. I'm a watch. And then when he beats you, I'm going to
Okay.
be like, hey, man,
Even
I didn't do
so-
anything.
It's so funny that you're standing right there because I just happened to sneak attack
Yeah,
you.
but here's here's the thing about this. It's not that in order for this to actually be a fight, something that we would have to put together, and I know that, again, we've gone on tangent, whatever, he's going to have to build a challenge rating 20 necromancer, which is not a 20th level necromancer.
It's not.
Okay, so we're not talking about a 20th level necromancer. Now I agree with you, because I was
playing
imagining a 20th level necromancer
Necro.
versus 4/5 the rogue's iffy.
But it's-
4 other 20th level characters. I was like, we're gonna smash him.
Because the challenge...
Now a challenge rating 20. Okay,
Which really just means
That's a
he's a
different
few
story.
more levels above us.
Right.
correct.
And
now
has
we've got something else
lots
talking.
of tricks.
Now you know what we're talking about. Okay, now that's more interesting.
That would be dope.
So we'll think about that one.
That would be fun.
I don't have all the technology to pull that off yet.
I'll build a
but-
30th level necromancer lich. I'm fine with it.
So is that a
You
challenge
have
rating
your
20 as a
homework.
30th level?
You know
Could
what
be.
to do.
He's going to work on the math.
Okay.
He'll know.
Well, I'm definitely building a paladin. If you're building a 30th level lich, there's no, way I'm fighting anything but a paladin.
No, did you choose paladin in this?
Yes.
Okay. All right, just making sure.
Pay attention.
I heard sorcerer. Sorry.
That was my middle
Okay.
class.
I heard sorcerer. Thank
You're
you.
like days behind.
That's
You are lost
possible.
in the sauce.
You are lost in the saucer. Thank you. Somebody out there
Something
paid
very
attention to
This is
me.
a thing that could actually happen in a party. You have that one character that's, all right, we've defeated the thing. I'm going to become the ruler of this land. Well, maybe I'm not such a nice and wise ruler, and my friends have to come and kick my butt and turn me back into the guy I used to be.
I like it.
ROLE!
I like it. And I'm definitely going paladin then. Okay, I'm building 20th level paladin.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this.
Wait, you're going to be watching it. So why are you excited?
No,
You're going to bring
no,
popcorn.
No, I've got 4 other people in the party to slay.
Now we figured it out. I also want to do the rogue
Where'd the
game
rogue
where we
go?
all play a different rogue, like a party
Oh,
of
yeah.
rogues.
That would be
because
fun.
honestly,
Rogues
you
gallery.
could have 6 different rogue builds
That's true. There's
doing
tons
something.
of archetypes.
Yeah. So many possibilities out there, and we haven't even talked about mythic stuff. We haven't talked about like
There's a lot of
will.
other things.
the skull
Or
or
the,
Yeah,
the
okay.
let's get a band
or the
together, everyone's
magus
a
or any of
bard.
those.
And for those,
Everyone's
as
a
reminder,
bard with a great weapon instrument. Yeah, I'm down for that game too.
yeah. The
For
axe
those
with
of
an
you,
axe.
by the way, who listened to us for a long time, we are a podcast about all things gaming. We're going to have a lot of con coverage coming up here soon.
Yes.
As we start that season, and video games and so forth, they're going to come back into the conversation. But none of us have really been heavily involved in a role playing game in the last few months, so it's been nice to kind of get back here and talk about role play.
Yeah. Well,
It's not been a year. We played
are you
Gen
okay,
Con.
Lance? Are you all right?
coughing up a
Gen
hairball
Con
over
was
there.
months ago, not a year ago.
Sounded like you were choking on something over there.
Just my pride.
Just a little bit. So for you video game fans out there, don't worry, we haven't forgotten about you. It's just we wanted to talk about role playing.
Yeah. There's lots of video games we could talk about right now.
That's a whole conversation for
Pac-Man
later.
today.
Go,
Did you
good.
really?
Nice.
I played Super Mario
Man.
Brothers 3 last
Okay,
night.
I'm not trying to get us on that
Look what
tangent.
you
Just
did.
wanted to make sure that for those listening, it's like you're only talking about RPGs and conventions. We talk about other stuff too. Calm
On
down.
occasion, we like to play games.
A lot of episodes. Go back. We did a whole series
We
on
could do a
just video
board
games.
game one. I'm
Speaking of board
staring
games
at
and
board
card
games at the moment.
I just found that Cards Against Humanity has the RPG cards.
Oh yeah.
Wow, I don't even want to.
Of course they do.
Oh my goodness.
That's awesome.
We should talk about board games. I'm like staring at a wall of board games.
We'll get there.
We should
We
stop
can
there.
come back around.
One of the
that, too.
cards is like 10d6 emotional damage.
Cards Against Humanity will not make it onto the podcast. However, it may make it on someone else's podcast.
Yeah, we don't do. We need an. Well, that would be an after dark episode if we did that one.
Anywho,
Goodness.
It would. That's
All
the way
right.
that game goes.
Anyways,
All right, wrapping
are
things
we
up.
talking
So
Avital's turning into a pumpkin.
she
Yes.
is, as we speak, her
Orange.
face is. You're turning violet, Violet. All right. So on episode 191 of the Established Facts. Oh, you know what we didn't do, which we should do probably pretty quickly. We didn't plug anything. So
There are cons coming up.
There are cons. Hoosier Con is March 22nd, 3rd, and 4th. They have. Let's see. What else is coming up?
PopCon June
PopCon's
7th
June.
through 9th. Is that right?
Yep.
Sounds right.
Yep. Indiana Comic Con moved from April to September, or like the last weekend of last weekend of August.
Yep.
Gen
Con, first weekend of August.
PopCon in conjunction. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Tons of stuff.
Lots
Tons
of
of stuff.
things.
Get online. All these conventions are revealing really fun stuff, especially PopCon. They just redid their website and
Is Tracy Hickman going to come back to Gen Con
That's
this
what we're
year?
hearing.
Is the rumor?
Oh,
Is the rumor floating?
Oh my gosh,
We'll reach out. Don't
rumor
worry.
has it.
man,
That would be amazing.
man. If
yeah,
it wasn't
lots-
so far away, I would say let's save episode 200 for him. But
It's too far away.
We'll be past.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so far.
We'll be
That's okay.
close to it at PopCon. We'll be close.
yeah, oh yeah,
Nice.
absolutely.
Um,
So
Yep.
okay. Anyway, sorry. I just wanted to make sure that we said something about some of the upcoming stuff that we're going to be at and really excited for. There is no, sadly,
no Fear the
there is
Con
no
this
Fear
year.
the Con this year.
Should have heard that in episode 505. I think is
Yeah.
what we're talking about. But there, I've now heard
There are
grumblings.
tons of people that want to get together
Well,
to game.
right, there are grumblings of a get together near St. Louis. I've even heard Caleb Jensen mention an online convention of like Fear the Con 12, the No Pants edition. Like,
I like that.
Caleb.
I think I like this After Dark thing.
I like no pants.
Online.
so
Big fan of no pants.
As long as I don't know about the
Pants
pants,
on,
but I'll be in my
pants
PJs. Oh yeah, game all day long in PJs.
So lots of things could come out of that. But and check out if you have any Kickstarters that you find interesting, go ahead and share them on the page. We're not out promoting
Game-related, please.
Kickstarters. Game related
please,
Kickstarters.
game-related.
please. I know that I just backed Munchkin Dungeon and
The Smorgasbord.
the Smorgasbox from Red Dragon Inn, which is another big box for
Are
those
they
who sleeve.
releasing an actual set with that, or is it
It's-
just a storage box?
It's pieces. No, it's pieces. Like there's a new character for Red Dragon Inn. There's reprints for Gambling I'm In. There's new metal components for the Lich.
The character from Red Dragon Inn is also now a Battle for Greyport character as well, and you get the
Correct.
cards for that too.
So there's like 6 different things that are going in the main box, and then additional drink cards if you get like we're getting the collector's Smorgasbox because I just want the big Smorgasbox.
He just wants a
I'm
big
not going to
box.
lie. It's only $5
You're a completist,
difference,
aren't you?
I am.
Yes.
But we have everyone else.
Is there more Zombicide
I
stuff
don't have all the
coming out?
promo cards.
We have
but
a
I do
wall of
all-
Zombicide.
but it,
Are we
it
getting
has
more
reprints
Zombicide?
of old promo cards too.
Yeah, I have
Oh,
Invaders coming
Of course we
later.
do.
It's just not out yet.
I
That
need to play half of those ones that are still in plastic.
Josh and I have been playing
Black
Black
Plague.
Plague
So good.
to get me into the rhythm of it again. So
yeah. Anyways, so yeah, lots going on. That's just from my side. I'm sure you guys have all backed Kickstarters and stuff too, but that's like a whole other episode of just Kickstarter conversations.
Yep.
it's true.
Yeah,
Starter, please support our podcast.
you're right.
Yeah, huh? We've still been doing this. We still make no money off of this. I'm pretty sure we
okay.
lose money on this, but
It's okay.
The
It's
Negative
'cause
for
we
Profit
love
podcast. We're special.
we
We
love
are
you.
special. There's a select few people that are still in the red after 8 years of podcasting.
I've almost caught up. Almost.
Oh,
Yeah.
I doubt it. But
Okay,
okay.
no, but
Anyway.
No.
Anyway, goodness gracious. Okay.
Buy a T-shirt.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
CafePress.com/castingrobot.
That's it. You want to help us out? Buy some merch. We need to talk more about that kind
We
of
do.
stuff.
We have
it's on
merch,
the end of
guys.
every
I
episode.
know it is, but we don't ever plug it, which
Well,
is really sad.
Which also means we need to update it. and
That's
the
true.
thing,
We
yeah.
probably need. Yeah. Anyway, fun stuff.
Anyways.
Not right now.
I'm glad that we were going to stop this episode 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And now
About
we've had
that.
You said plugs.
I know,
and
I did.
When you turn on the plug faucet for the established facts,
I did on purpose. That's true.
that's
Anyhow,
a shirt. Plug faucet that just
Plug
has
faucet.
like different names falling out the bottom.
I think I knew a girl that had that nickname.
Okay. On episode
All right, now this
191
episode's over.
Hey,
On
dead
episode
of winter.
191 of the Established Facts, we established that bear plus wolf plus rabbit hibiscus equals a 9th level druid.
Yes. Yes.
Rabbit hibiscus.
That's
I
right.
love it.
Throw it at the
On
mouth.
episode 192 of the Established Facts, we have 2 facts. That's right. Number 1, sneak attack around the back. And number 2, you better keep your weasel away from my giant bear. That's right. Our first ever pre-show Established Facts. Thank you so much for listening to episode 192, Fast Times at Build It High. And we will check you later.
Bye.
Deuces!
Please visit us at www.theestablishedfacts.com and our Facebook page, facebook.com/theestablishedfacts. If you would like to support us by buying some merchandise, visit cafepress.com/castingrobot.
Bonus